Hi, it's Mary Jane from Lioness Publications. I was going over some charts that I had, and one sort of caught my interest. So wanted to spend a minute or two going over it. And this is for Mike Johnson. He's the Speaker of the House. And this is a risk yield chart up at the top. It's a delta core transit at the bottom. And I generate these charts using proprietary software that I created in effect to sort of see where things are changing in a chart. And they've proven to be pretty accurate. So let's take a look first at the risk yield. And what happens is here we have a zero line. Anything above it is positive opportunities. Anything below it is risk, obstacles, negative things going on. So what we look at in this top one is there more to the top? Is it more to the bottom? Is there movement up and down? And is there just a lot going on? Now, as expected, since Mike Johnson is the Speaker of the House, there is quite a bit going on. And he's actually been doing what most GOP people would consider a good job. He's been able to satisfy Trump and also to keep most of the GOP in the House happy. So let's take a look at what's happening coming up in the next month or two. What we have is over here, we've got sort of a down little shift coming in at 4-1. And just as a note, the lighter colors on both the top and the bottom are what's transient. Transient is, as the name implies, something that doesn't hang around for a long time, but it's news. So sometimes you have something transient happen and it turns into what I call core, sort of a longer term trend. Now, the longer term trend is defined by the darker colors. Now, if you get one of my books, you'll see these charts, but they're actually in color. The blue will be noted for the yield and red for the risk. And they're really quite descriptive when you see them. So if we start off the year, we can see that we've got a little bit of down right around 4-1 for Mike Johnson. And that was likely because a lot of his House members were, having issues with the voters back home. They weren't happy because of Dodge and then the tariffs. So we can see a downtrend there. Not too alarming, but there was a downtrend. Now, if we come up here, where my little red arrow is pointing, that's sort of a little uptrend, and it's around the 15th of April, around there, plus or minus 5 days or so. And that indicates that he's able to pass bills, which he just did. So it's sort of like, a good point for him. But as we're going along, what we see is we've got to move downwards. And this is what I want to note, because Speaker McCarthy actually had something similar to this. And what happened, it was very descriptive because it was when he lost his speakership. So we've got this downward motion, pretty much starting right around here, going to about 6-1. Now, that's momentum when you see movement from this level down to this level. But it's hard to see it in this chart. So let's move to this one. This is very descriptive. Now, this is a delta core transient. And what this does is it minuses the yield from the risk, and it gives you, in effect, the delta. So it lets you see at what points in time do you have more positive energy or more negative. So we can see here that we saw that little blip downwards at 4-1. It's pretty descriptive here. And then we see that he's sort of going along, but then we have a movement starting at approximately 5-1 that goes down. And that is approximately 2-6-1. That's a momentum move. Now, that would be indicating possibly something like losing the speakership, losing the confidence of Trump or the GOP House, or it could actually also have to do with his personal life. But there's something that's bound to happen around this period of time. What we'll do is we'll come in and we'll take a look at another video and look at his astrological stuff and see if it helps us pinpoint exactly where this might be occurring. Otherwise, thank you for listening so much and have a great day. Bye now.